Well, hello, Good Shepherd family. It is Wednesday morning again, and this is time for my next iteration of our video chat. Honestly, I don't have a whole lot that I want to share right now today, probably because my mind has been cluttered with all kinds of meetings today. It's been a little bit of one of those days, and still have another one at 6:30 this evening, which is actually for you yesterday evening, Tuesday night. But I'll highlight a couple things here. One thing, this is kind of a step back, big picture stuff, some stuff I noticed about our wonderful, amazing parish when I first got here. One thing I had noticed, I was a little surprised during our services that in general, our people did not follow the rubrics during Sunday morning service. And specifically what I'm referring to, and again, I don't know the history here, so some of you may, and yet I think we get a little bit of the herd mentality that when some people do something, then everybody does something. That could be as well. But the one thing I thought I just off the cuff would mention here is that typically during portions of the service, when we are all either told to stand or kneel, some people kind of go, oh man, my knees, absolutely, I can't kneel for a while. And so the option given in our service is to stand. However, our congregation tends to sit a lot of the time, even though that's not the direction given in our Book of Common Prayer. Now, is this a little minute detail? Is this getting a little bit nitpicky? Yeah, maybe a little bit. However, I think for uniformity's sake and following with the Book of Common Prayer, and honestly, right now, I think maybe is a good time for this. That we would step back, because we are starting in a few more weeks. We will be looking at starting in-person services again. So I happened to think about this a little while back and thinking, that's probably a good time to reset some things, because our service is going to be quite different. We're not going to be singing. We're going to be listening to Chuck singing. There's going to be many things different. And so maybe that's a good time for us to kind of go back to reset, back to what the BCP, the Book of Common Prayer, guides us with things. And so we will be maybe doing a little bit of direction during the service of please stand while you whatever. And that will be a reminder, oh yeah, I don't sit back down, I stand up. And so we're going to be working at kind of tweaking some of those things and pulling that back together. If you have any questions, reach out to me, give me a phone call, email me. I just think that's probably a good time once we start coming back to in-person services, that we can get a group of our people more into the rhythm and the habit of the stand, sit, kneel process that we Episcopalians do, and following more closely to the rubrics and to what our Book of Common Prayer says. Now, the only other thing I wanted to mention is I have kind of been having my days off on the week at different times. That has been primarily because my wife, Desiree, when she worked for the library, her days off always rotated, and I kind of thought it would be nice to have somewhat of a similar day off that my wife had off, and so I kind of was flipping it around. The challenge in that is you didn't know what my day off was. Some people have assumed that it is on a Monday, and honestly, it kind of rarely was on a Monday. That doesn't work the best in general for me. I have now pretty much settled on, my wife has taken a different job, and so there's a little bit more flexibility in the scheduling of the days off. So I've settled on Friday being my day off, and I thought this format's maybe a good way for me to let you know that I'm going to be almost exclusively unavailable on Friday. You like how I worded that? Almost exclusively unavailable. What that means is, obviously, if there's a death, if there's a parish emergency, if there's something that I need to be aware of, the leadership of the church knows how to get a hold of me, because apart from that, I'm trying really hard to not check in and respond to emails and such on that day off. There are people around here who know I'm pretty bad at that, but that's not healthy for me. So I'm doing better, and I'm working at continuing to be even better at ignoring my Good Shepherd email on my day off. And but there's another way I can be reached if there's an emergency or something there. Enough said. I trust that you are doing well, and we are continuing to observe what's happening in our nation and in our community and meeting the needs as best we can. Let us know if there's anything I can do or anything the church can do to minister to you in a better way, or something that you are in need of. Please let me know. Let us know. May God's blessings be with you the rest of this week.